Okay, anyway, so welcome everyone. We're doing something different today. Those of you who've been coming on Sundays know that I've been doing the Heart Advice for Death and Dying class. We had 2 classes of that earlier this month, and we'll continue with that next Sunday. But today, being this auspicious day, and also we've begun this Global Mani Retreat. I want to talk about it just a little bit before we start, and we'll do a short meditation, and then we'll do the practice together. One thing before we go too far is that I have put on the table there some index cards and some pens. When we start doing the mantras, the whole purpose of this retreat is to accumulate mantras that we're going to offer to His Holiness the Dalai Lama on November 1st. So if you need some place to tally your malas, these are, most of you, I hope, brought a mala. If you didn't, then you might have to keep track on your fingers. But essentially, we want to be able to offer the number of mantras that we've recited to His Holiness for his long life, his good health, and so on. So having a little place where you can tally it is useful. You can certainly try to remember it in your own mind, but if you want to help yourself to those, please do that, before we get too far into the practice. Otherwise, everyone's going to be getting up and running around and what have you. But this Global Mani Retreat, this whole idea of having what's called Mani, the syllable, those 2 syllables, Mani. Mani essentially means the jewel. And it's part of the mantra of the Buddha of compassion. We're going to be doing this practice that involves reciting primarily the short mantra of this Buddha, Om Mani Padme Hum. But this whole idea of doing these kind of Mani retreats came from Lama Zopa Rinpoche, who was our spiritual director from when Lama Yeshe passed away in 1984 until his passing away 3 years ago in 2023. So his vision, he has these vast visions. Lama Zopa Rinpoche was one of these beings who thought in terms of huge things like 500-foot tall Maitreya statues and all these various things that are really quite phenomenal in terms of his vision for the world. And one of the things he was really enamored of was doing this practice, what's called a 100 million Mani retreat, where you try to do 100 million of these, not an individual, but together as a group, either in person at a location or virtually online like we're doing. So what we decided to do last year in December marked the 50th anniversary of FPMT, the organization founded by Lama Yeshe and Lama Zopa. We decided as a group, there were a number of us. I wasn't as involved as some of the people. I'm part of the kind of regional coordination. Some of you know I'm the education coordinator for our region. But essentially, we decided that we would do this as a project this year. Try to have a global retreat where people could come in from wherever they're at. They could do practices on their own as well. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about that at the end. But this is a very powerful way to create merit together. Whenever we do practice together, it's kind of multiplying the merit already, because that noise coming from somewhere that we is it? It's in the Kleenex box, yeah. I don't know. If this cord is going bad. Let's try it that way. That better? I'm not hearing it now, but let's see how it goes. And those of you who are online, if you can let me know if at some point it gets wonky and you can't hear me. I know we've been having issues with the microphone here. So, okay, so where was I at? This whole idea of doing merit together, making merit together, it's a really powerful thing. One of my teachers, when I studied over in Italy at the master's program, Geshe Tenzin Tempo, he said, if you can imagine like you had just one little tine of straw and you were trying to sweep a kitchen, right? You just have one little piece of straw. You're not going to get very far, right? But when you put a bunch of them together into a broom, you can do a lot, right? So it's the whole idea when we come together and we create merit in this way, generating compassion, meditating on this Buddha, reciting his mantra and what have you. It's very, very powerful practice. So I suggested to Venerable Dundrup we do this today, and he was very happy to comply and said, yes, that's an excellent idea. Let's do this. So this is sort of a kickoff for Thupten Norbo Ling to do this practice. We are going to be doing this practice, I think, every 3 weeks on Tuesday nights, starting on June 9th. But I'll give you again some instruction how you can do this practice on your own if you'd like to, and kind of dedicate all those mantras again for His Holiness and what have you. The initial Mani retreat that was held with Lama Zopa Rinpoche was in 2000, 26 years ago, in Chenrezig Institute in Australia. And actually, I think I don't know if we have copies of this book out there anywhere, Teachings from the Mani Retreat. There's some wonderful teachings that he gave while he was leading that retreat. Every year now, they do a month-long Mani retreat in Mongolia, and you can certainly participate in that virtually as well. If you have any questions about the Global Mani Retreat, again, you can link to their the portion of the website, the FPMT website that has a dedicated page. And I won't say much more about it then from there, but what I thought we would do today, the initial thing is I want to just do a short meditation so we kind of put ourselves into a space of generating compassion, really feeling and touching on compassion in our own hearts. And then we're going to watch a little video of Charak Lama. Some of you may have, oh, it's starting to happen again. Charak Lama, as you know, get this guy to, well, let's try it again. I mean, I've repositioned it. We'll see. I'll try not to move around too much. Charak Lama, as many of you know, has been invited and accepted to be the resident teacher here at Thupten Norberling, which we're all delighted about. Amazing young Lama. And of course, we're waiting for his visa. Part of today will be to dedicate for all those obstacles to be removed for his visa to be approved so he can get here as soon as possible. He led the very first practice session that's happening at the global level. And that was just about a week ago that he led that. And so I've got just a little excerpt from that I want to share with all of you so you can get a little hit of Charak Lama rather than just me up here going blah, blah, blah. So we'll watch that video together and then we'll do the practice together. I've got a little quote as well from Lama Zopa Rinpoche about the recitation of mantras and what have you, and this mantra in particular. Let's start with some meditation. I think it's always good to come into this space to let go of whatever distractions we might have from our day, from our life, and to be present in here, and again, to generate compassion, to generate this motivation of bodhicitta that is grounded in what we call great compassion, the wish to benefit all beings to the largest degree, removing their suffering and helping them to find the bliss of Buddhahood. So let's go ahead and begin by getting in a good meditation posture and attending to the breath. You all have a meditation, no doubt, that you do on the breath. Feel free to use that. If you need a suggestion, just tune into the sensation around the nostrils where you feel the air coming in and then going back out. But just stay present with that sensation at the nose. Whenever you see that the mind has wandered, then just gently let go of whatever it was that distracted you and guide the mind back to the breath. So I'll ring the chime here in the Gompa to begin the meditation, and we'll do a few minutes in silence before we do this meditation on compassion. So for this meditation, as well as for this practice today, we want to visualize all beings surrounding us. And we can do this in terms of the three groups that each have a slightly different relationship to us. In the space immediately behind you and to either side, you can visualize those beings that you're quite close to. Your friends, loved ones, beings to whom your heart naturally opens. And then in the space directly in front of you are those who are more confrontational to you, those who challenge us, who are difficult for us in our world. They might harm us or those we love directly, or perhaps they're even people whose views are opposed to ours, whose actions we oppose, and people who don't give us that warm, fuzzy feeling at all. And then surrounding those two groups that have a more defined relationship to us are the countless strangers. We can visualize all of these beings in human form, just a huge, ever-growing circle of beings surrounding us and the other two groups, going out in all directions. All these beings that we do not know in this life. We can think about them coming from all the various realms the Buddha taught, all there trying to hold as much as we can an awareness of all sentient beings, being the object of this practice and of our meditation on compassion. So to meditate on compassion, His Holiness the Dalai Lama says we need to have two main thoughts. First of all, we do have to see the suffering of all of these beings. We have to see that what they are going through is unsatisfactory. The Buddha used the term dukkha, the state of existence where they have to experience imperfection, continually being disillusioned, even when they find something that is good, that they enjoy, being parted from it, and certainly having to face things that we easily identify as suffering. Aging, illness, death, all the various things that happen to beings that cause them unpleasant experiences. And that's because of the greater level of dukkha, that all these beings are under the control of their karma, their delusions. They're going to continue to be in this unsatisfactory state as long as that's the case. So take a moment to kind of reflect on each of these three groups. It might be very easy to open our hearts with some understanding of the suffering of our friends and close ones. It might be a little more difficult in terms of strangers, and it might be almost impossible in terms of those that are challenging for us. But try to see that every one of these beings is in the same predicament as ourselves, under the control of karma and delusions, suffering in overt ways and suffering in subtler ways. And just spend a few minutes trying to gain that understanding of the immense suffering of sentient beings. And His Holiness goes on to say, but having an understanding of the immense suffering of beings isn't enough. We need empathy. We need concern for those beings. We need a feeling of closeness, of affection. For those of you who have some conviction in rebirth can reflect on the fact that all of these beings have been someone extremely dear to you. Your own kind mother, your kind father, friends, loved ones. They've been in a central role caring for you out of the depths of their heart, just really wanting you to have what is good. They've played that role for you directly, at least once, if not countless times, since we've had rebirths going back through beginningless time. That if you don't have conviction in that, you can certainly think about the incredible kindness of beings that we experience in this world. We do have loved ones who care for us, but we also have many people who do things that help us to have happiness and well-being. Those who produce our food, our clothes, who work on the roads that we drive on, who help us to have the variety of things that produce some level of comfort and pleasure in this life. And even those difficult people in our lives can be seen to be showing us a kindness because we need those difficult people to deepen our patience, our tolerance, to really test our limits in terms of our compassion and love. So again, just reflect on the kindness of beings as a way of feeling close to them, trying to get rid of that barrier we have that doesn't want to include certain beings because we see them in a negative light or a neutral light even. Try to enlarge our concern and empathy for all beings who are going through this incredible suffering. So spend a few minutes reflecting in that way, really trying to develop a deep root of empathy in your heart from which compassion can be generated. Start to cultivate compassion initially for ourselves. Everything starts with ourselves. We too are, again, just like all these beings we've been meditating on, experiencing dukkha, the state of dissatisfaction. And we too want to be free of that. So begin by wishing yourself to be free from suffering, dukkha, all the causes of that. Really begin with kindling compassion for yourself. And then we turn our attention to all the beings surrounding us. And we initially held the thought of how wonderful it would be if every one of these beings who has been so incredibly kind to us were free from suffering, all the causes of suffering, every level of dukkha. How wonderful that would be. Just really hold that thought, this view, this wish of all beings being in that state of freedom from suffering. And feel that compassionate thought grow in your heart to friends, to strangers, to difficult people. And the second thought that strengthens our compassion, thinking, may this be so. May these beings be free from suffering and all the causes of that. Really, not just a wish, but you really are like a ruler of a kingdom making a decree, saying, may this be so. May this happen. Not just a vision, a wish, but may this be reality for myself and all these beings to attain that complete freedom from suffering and its causes. And then what makes it great compassion? It is the seed of bodhicitta, the wish to become a Buddha for benefiting others. Great compassion has the thought, I will do this for them. I will place them in the state of freedom from suffering. I will do everything I can to free beings from dukkha, from the round of existence, from their suffering, and bring them to complete happiness. And really just hold that very courageous thought, being the cause to help beings to have that state of freedom. Even if it doesn't feel authentic to hold that wish, just generate it anyway. Say, may I aspire to do that. May I actually want to take responsibility for the suffering of all beings, to remove it, to help them to be free from it. Cannot do it now, but I must prepare myself to do so, as the Dalai Lama says. And then let that channel into your bodhicitta motivation for being here today, for this practice. That great compassion takes the form of this aspiration to benefit others to that degree. But recognizing to do that, we have to develop ourselves. We have to become enlightened. We have to become a Buddha. Without that skill and ability, we will be impotent. We won't be able to help others to the degree that we would like. So generate that heartfelt wish to develop yourself into the state of complete enlightenment, so you can then help others to do the same. And hold that very deeply in your heart throughout this practice. You can open your eyes fully and we'll begin. So what I thought I would do first is I'm going to just share a quote from Lama Zopa Rinpoche, a little quote that he has. Whoops, got to stop the share for a second. I did something wrong here, clicked on something that didn't work. Okay. I'm going to share just a real brief quote. This was actually from the invitation that his Lama Zopa Rinpoche composed for the Mani Retreat that was held back in 2000 in Australia at Chenrezig Institute. So let's go ahead and just take a look at this wonderful quote from Lama Zopa Rinpoche. The benefits of reciting the Compassion Buddha mantra are infinite, like the limitless sky. Even if you don't have much intellectual understanding of Dharma, even if the only thing you know is Om Mani Padme Hum, still the happiest life is one lived with an attitude free of these 8 worldly concerns, the way we get preoccupied with this life. If we at least have some concern about something beyond this life. Because he goes on to say then, if you live your life with that pure attitude, free of attachment, clinging to this life and spend your life just chanting Om Mani Padme Hum, this 6-syllable mantra that is the essence of all Dharma. That's the purest Dharma. So we don't really have to do a whole lot. Of course, we study a lot in this tradition. We do a lot of things to, increase our understanding and what have you. And those are important. But really, this is the heart of our practice, generating compassion, generating the wish to benefit others. So along that lines, I want to share some wonderful words from Charak Lama. As I said, there's a wonderful bit of video of him doing the initial practice session for this Global Mani Retreat. That is Frances, who is the coordinator in Nepal for our region there. She was one of the people that worked on this project with us. So this is just waiting for Charak Lama to come in. There's about a few seconds of that, and then it's so cute. He kind of comes in, and I don't know. Well, hopefully everyone can, it's not going through the speakers here.
Hello.
There it is.
Okay. Yeah, start. Okay. So, first of all, I think here everyone student of Lama Zopa Rinpoche. One of the main visions, Rinpoche's vision, to spread compassion in the world. And within that, the practice of Chadon Jendon, Avalokiteshvara, compassionate Buddha, extremely important. So, yeah, without without bodhicitta, enlightenment impossible. And because it's impossible, therefore, the practice of bodhicitta become very, very, very important, I think. So anyway, Avalokiteshvara, what we say, observes, the observer of what we call the one who's looking, everything. Then Tishvara means a noble being. Noble being, noble, the concept of noble comes from the concept of enlightenment. We like to use lots of different kinds of titles, but true title is in the noble. True title is in the action. Then the representation of the method. We say wisdom and method. The combination of wisdom and method. This one, what we say, the appearance or the what we say, the representation of the method compassion only comes through Chenrezig, through the compassionate Buddha. The development of the compassion only come from what is the supreme emotion. Simke. Sim is the mind. Kepa means to generate. So the generation of the mind. So I think, therefore, one practice that everyone must is compassion. And you look at the world in this time, you see, you need more compassion, not more hatred. You don't need more hatred. We don't need more judgment. We don't need more criticism. We don't need more division. What we need is compassion. Then even in the practice, whether it be practice for oneself or others, I think compassion extremely, extremely important. So what we all need in our life is compassion, bodhicitta, and through that, then the practice of the what you say, great compassion, our Lokiteshvara starts. Yeah, so we recite Om Mani Padme Hum. The Om, yeah, is supposed to purify the body, speech, and the mind. Yeah, Lunga Yusum, yeah, Lu is the body, Na is the speech and the mind. Yeah, Om, the word Om. Actually, the word Om, in short, represents the 84,000 teachings itself. Then, in short, I mean, in long, in vast, it represents the 84,000 teachings. But in short, then it's utilized to purify the body, speech, and mind, especially the Om within the, what we say, the Mani, Om Mani Padme Hum, within the mantra of the Chenrezig. Our Lokiteshvara represents the purifying of the body, speech, and mind. So in the generation stage, this can be utilized. Then Maha, yeah, Ma, yeah, Mani is represent jewel. Yeah, the exact translation of Mani means jewel. Then, yeah, in the word, in the syllable Ma, then the purification is the purification of jealousy, very specifically jealousy. Then in the, what we say in the word Ni, or Mani, then Ni is the purification of attachment and what I call desire. Yeah, so in the Ni, when we are reciting the mantra, purification. Then Pat, Pema, Padma. Tibetan say Pema, Sanskrit say Padma. So this one represents lotus. Dhamli kiwe Pema, we say, yeah, lotus born from the what we say, mud. So even the land is very dirty. The mud is, the pond mud is dirty. Then out of that dirt, then the, what we say, arising of the beautiful flower. So similar to that, then purifying. Pat is purifying ignorance, and May is purifying greed and possession. What is it? Possessiveness. Yeah. Then Hung is purification of hatred and what we say, purification of hatred, and then what is transforming that all of this into wisdom is Hung. So in the word Hung, then is the unity. Yeah. We cannot differentiate between wisdom and method. So anyway, this is general. And this, I think, every time we are praying, we are reciting mantra, we are reciting all of this, it's very important to be able to contemplate. Just reciting by mouth and no contemplation, no integration, then there's not so much of a difference. So anyway, this is important. So that's generally what the mantras come out, right, as jewel. Then within the concept of the jewel, yeah, Mani, there's compassion and bodhicitta. Then within the Padme, lotus, then wisdom, realizing the true nature of emptiness. Then in the Hum, then the inseparability of those two. Yeah, the inseparable union of the wisdom and the method. So that is I think main importance when you are reciting the mantra. Then what compassion is utilized is compassion is utilized to transformation. What compassion utilized to transform is utilized to transform the mind. Yeah. So why practice Chenrezig? And Chenrezig, yeah, was a compassion. By practicing this, then transform what do we say, anger and cultivate patience. Yeah, transforming anger and selfishness, then fear, then hatred, then attachment. I think these main five. So this main five. Then what we say cultivate into is cultivate into patience, then kindness, empathy, then forgiveness, and then what we say, loving awareness. Yeah, so it transforms into that. So nowadays, the main accessibility of this transformation of the practice is through the, what we say, practice of the Avalokiteshvara, reciting the mantra, then visualization, then generation, yeah, then through that generation, then dedication. Yeah, dedication is the prayer. So I think we go through all four of them. Yeah, we recite the mantra, then we also do the visualization, then we also do the generalization, then at the end, then the dedication. And so within the concept, I think within the tantric concept, is a little bit different in regards to generating state. Not that everyone can, not that people cannot generate, but then the level of generation is different. Awakening the Buddha within yourself, this is a little bit different. So maybe today, I'm sure more practitioners in the future, because I think this, we are doing this, so more practitioners in the future who are capable of doing that can do this. But today, generalization, I think, generation stage, I think we don't go through the tantric stage, more of the practical application everyone has to do. This is important, I think. So anyway, so that one. Then through that, main aim here is we utilize the concept of dependent origination, and through the understanding of dependent origination and connection, then our ability to connect to every living sentient being. And this is what Chenrezig is there to remind us, is that through dependent origination, then the possibility of enlightenment is possible. Yeah, because the utilization of wisdom and method, the combination of wisdom and method is possible. Then through the unity of the wisdom and method, then negation of the wisdom obscuration is possible. That's what the whole practice is about. At the end of the day, it's about enlightenment. And that enlightenment can only come through negating the obscuration, what we say, wisdom obscuration. And the method to negate wisdom obscuration is through the unity of compassion and the view of emptiness. So that is, I think, what our goal has to be. Nothing more than that, nothing less than that. So anyway, so with that, I think we start. What is the? We start the main practice.
Just a little taste of Charak Lama for you today. So again, what he said, I think is really quite crucial. Let's go ahead and do the practice together. I may add a few comments here or there as we go through it. But again, recalling that motivation of compassion and bodhicitta. We're going to begin with a little prayer that one of the geshes in the previous retreat they did in Southeast Asia, he encouraged doing this prayer at the very beginning. If you feel you have a guru, you can think about that being. If you don't have someone you consider a guru, you can certainly think about the beings who have touched your life through their teachings, such as His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and so on. So we're going to do this prayer, calling the guru from afar. Guru, think of me. Guru, think of me. Guru, think of me. Magnificently glorious Guru, dispelling the darkness of ignorance. Magnificently glorious Guru, revealing the path of liberation. Magnificently glorious Guru, liberating from the waters of samsara. Magnificently glorious Guru, eliminating the diseases of the 5 poisons. Magnificently glorious Guru, the wish-granting jewel, I beseech you, please bless me. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to remember impermanence and death from my heart. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to generate the thought of no need in my mind. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to abide one-pointedly in practice in isolated places. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to not have any hindrances to my practice. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to realize without error the view of the fundamental nature of reality. Magnificently glorious Guru, Please bless me so that all bad conditions appear as a support. Magnificently glorious Guru, please bless me to accomplish effortlessly the two works of self and others. Please bless me soon. Please bless me very soon. Please bless me on this very cushion. Please bless me in this very session. May I not give rise to heresy for even a second in regard to the actions of the glorious Guru. May I see whatever actions are done as pure. With this devotion, may I receive the Guru's blessings in my heart. So now we do a visualization of the Guru entering into our heart, kind of blessing our mind, our body, our speech. So we'll recite this prayer, and at the end, feel that your Guru kind of merges with you, so you become fully imbued with all of that pure energy of the Gurus. Magnificent and precious root Guru, please abide on the lotus seat at my heart. Guide me with your great kindness and grant me the realizations of your holy body, speech, and mind. Just pause for a moment to really feel we're receiving the blessings of all these amazing beings, especially His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Lama Yeshe, Lama Zopa, the founders of our organization, and all the other gurus with whom we have a connection, whether we've actualized that connection yet or not in this life. And now we'll engage in the actual sadhana, the means of accomplishment of this compassion Buddha. This is a shorter version of it. And we begin with a front generation, which simply means that you're visualizing in the space in front of you or on the crown of your head, your Guru in the form of this Buddha of compassion. So we'll recite this. You don't have to recite this if you don't want to. I can actually just kind of recite it and you can do the visualization. But with firm concentration, visualize above your head or again in the space in front of you, your most kind root Guru, essence of all the Buddhas, in the divine form of thousand-armed Chenrezig, who is the embodiment of the infinite Buddha's compassion. Thousand-armed Chenrezig stands on a lotus and moon seat. His body is the nature of white light, youthful and adorned with magnificent jewel ornaments. He has 11 faces. His central face is white, the right green, and the left red. Above these, his central face is green, the right red, and the left white. Above those, his central face is red, the right white, and the left green. And above these is a dark blue face in wrathful aspect, Mahakala, with orange hair standing erect. On the very top is the red face of Amitabha Buddha in peaceful and smiling aspect. So again, form of Chenrezig is on the screen there. Do the best that you can to visualize, even if you don't get all the detail, just have the conviction that you're in the presence of that being, who is the embodiment of the compassion of all the Buddhas and is the same essence as our perfect gurus. Just really feel the love, the compassion, the concern of that being embodied in that form. Even if you're just visualizing white light above you or in front of you, that's perfectly fine. But just have the conviction you're in the presence of that divine being. Now we begin by taking refuge, generating these thoughts of refuge in bodhicitta. So we'll do this the first time in English, and then we'll do twice in the Tibetan. I take refuge until I am enlightened in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By my merits of generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. Sangye chodang soki choknam la jangchu bardu dakni kyabsu chi daki jinso gipe soknam gi dola penchir sangye drupar shok Sangye chodang soki choknam la jangchu bardu dakni kyapsu chi daki chunso kipe soknam ki dola penchir sangye drupar shok. With the thought desiring to liberate transmigratory beings, I always take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until the heart of enlightenment is achieved. With perseverance, acting with wisdom, compassion, and loving kindness in front of the Buddhas for the benefit of sentient beings, I generate the thought of full enlightenment. With the thought desiring to liberate transmigratory beings, I always take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until the heart of enlightenment is achieved. With perseverance, acting with wisdom, compassion, and loving kindness in front of the Buddhas for the benefit of sentient beings, I generate the thought of full enlightenment. With the thought desiring to liberate transmigratory beings, I always take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha until the heart of enlightenment is achieved. With perseverance, acting with wisdom, compassion, and loving kindness in front of the Buddhas for the benefit of sentient beings, I generate the thought of full enlightenment. Now we're going to reflect briefly on these four immeasurable thoughts that feed into that bodhicitta, moisten it, and help it to grow. Beginning with immeasurable equanimity, and again, recall all the beings surrounding us that are the objects of these thoughts. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free from the closeness of attachment and the distance of hatred. May they abide in equanimity. I myself will cause them to abide in equanimity. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. So feel the blessings descend from Guru Chenrezig into your own heart to help to actualize placing all beings in this state of having an even-mindedness, equanimity towards each other. And then immeasurable loving kindness. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they have happiness and its causes. I myself will cause them to have happiness and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. So again, feel the blessings of Guru Chenrezig to help you to place all beings in that state of complete happiness, freedom from everything that is an obstacle to that. All of the causes of happiness generated in the minds of all beings. And on to immeasurable compassion. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they be free from suffering and its causes. I myself will cause them to be free from suffering and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. So here too, feel the blessings of Guru Chenrezig to be able to actualize that compassionate wish of great compassion to free all beings from suffering and the causes of that. And finally, immeasurable joy. How wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. May we never be separated from these. I myself will cause them never to be separated from these. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. Now we're going to do briefly the seven-limb practice, seven-limb offering. By the way, the picture on the screen there, as it says, are the offerings in Lama Zopa Rinpoche's room in Kopan Monastery, around where his holy body is there placed still. So let's just do these briefly. I prostrate to the holy body of Supreme Arya, Great Compassionate One. I present clouds of every type of offering, both actually arranged and mentally emanated. I confess all my negative actions and downfalls collected from beginningless time. I rejoice in the virtues of ordinary beings and Aryas. Please remain until the end of cyclic existence and turn the wheel of Dharma for transmigratory beings. I dedicate my own and others' virtues to great enlightenment. And we'll do the mandala offering. I think we'll just do it in the English. I put the Tibetan on there in case I was feeling up to it, but I think we'll just do the English. So again, what we're doing is offering, the picture there is sort of a tanka of the what we're visualizing, the Buddhist cosmological view of the world. But just think about the entire phenomenal world transformed into a beautiful Buddha paradise, completely pure, free of all faults and defects, making this vast pure offering to the Buddha of compassion. to our gurus so we can, again, achieve the realizations they have to become just like them. This ground, anointed with perfume, strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun and the moon, I imagine this as a Buddha land and offer it. May all transmigratory beings enjoy this pure land. The objects of my attachment, anger, and ignorance, friends, enemies, strangers, body, and resources, without any sense of loss, I offer them. Please accept them well and bless me to be spontaneously freed from the three poisons. May the lives of the glorious gurus be long and stable. May all beings equaling the extent of space have happiness. May I and others without exception accumulate merit and purify obscurations, and may we be blessed to quickly attain Buddhahood. Idam Guru Ratna Mandalakam Niryatayami. Now we do a specific prayer requesting Arya Chenrezig, this Buddha of compassion. So there's two screens of this, and just again, make this deeply from your heart. Want to again, become just like this holy being. O Arya, compassionate-eyed one, who is the treasure of compassion, I request you, please listen to me. Please guide myself, mothers and fathers in all 6 realms to be freed quickly from the great ocean of samsara. I request that the vast and profound, peerless awakening mind may grow. With the tear of your great compassion, please cleanse all karmas and delusions. Please lead with your hand of compassion me and migrators to fields of bliss. Please, Amitabha and Chenrezig, in all my lives be virtuous friends. Show well the undeceptive pure path and quickly place us in Buddha's state. So then we conclude with this final request. May I, the members of my family, and all transmigratory beings be guided by you, Compassion Buddha, in all our lifetimes. Now we're going to recite a Lam Rim prayer, and there are 3 that they offer that you can do. I chose one of those that we'll do together, which is the one I do every morning. So I think it's part of Lama Zopa Rinpoche's daily practice, this direct meditation on the graduated path. So we'll go through this, each verse, and just pause for a moment to reflect just after that section. Essence encompassing all the Buddhas, originator of all the holy Dharma of scripture and realization, principle of all the Aryas intending virtue. In the glorious holy Gurus, I take refuge. Please, Gurus, bless my mind to become Dharma, Dharma to become the path, and the path to be without obstacles. Until I achieve Buddhahood, please bless me to be like youthful Norsang and Bodhisattva always crying, in correctly following the virtuous friend with pure thought and action, seeing whatever is done as pure, and accomplishing whatever is said and advised. So reflect briefly on the need for these precious guides in our lives who can help us to accomplish the path, be our true spiritual friends. It's the root of the path to enlightenment. We go to the first level of the lower capable being, and we'll pause briefly after this to reflect on that wish to attain good rebirth so we can avoid the sufferings of the lower realms. Please bless me to see that this greatly meaningful body with freedoms and richnesses is difficult to find and easily perishes, that action and result are so profound, and that the sufferings of the evil-gone transmigratory beings are so difficult to bear. Therefore, please bless me to take refuge from the depths of my heart in the 3 rare sublime ones, to abandon negative karma, and to accomplish virtue according to Dharma. In the second level of the stages of the path, where we generate the wish to be free from our own round of existence, samsara, and attain the peace of nirvana. In dependence upon that, even if I achieve the mere higher rebirth of a deva or human, I will still have to experience suffering endless samsara, because of not having abandoned and being under the control of the disturbing thought obscurations. Therefore, please bless me to reflect well upon the way of circling in samsara and to continuously follow day and night the path of the three types of precious trainings, the principal method for becoming free from samsara. And kind of mix your mind with that motivation, more ultimate result of freedom from samsara. And then we universalize this through the third level, where we generate bodhicitta and the wish for all beings to attain complete freedom from all that blocks them from achieving their true potential. In dependence upon that, even if I achieve mere liberation, since there is no sentient being of the six types who has not been my father and mother, please bless me to think I must fulfill their purpose and turn away from the lower happiness of nirvana. Then please bless me to generate precious bodhicitta by equalizing and exchanging myself with others, and to follow the conduct of the conqueror's sons, the six paramitas, and so forth. So rest in that mind of bodhicitta for a moment. This is the means for achieving your greatest well-being and to help others to do the same. And then generate the wish to enter the tantric path and to achieve that through this final verse, to do that in a single lifetime, to do this as quickly as possible to help others much more quickly. Having trained my mind in the common path in that way, I will not be upset even if I have to experience the sufferings of samsara for a long time. However, please bless me to look at sentient beings with extraordinary, unbearable compassion and to enter the quick path of the Vajrayana teachings. Then please bless me to protect my vows and samayas more than my life and to quickly accomplish the unified Vajradhara state in one brief lifetime of this degenerate time. And really want to achieve enlightenment, to help these kind mother sentient beings to be free from their suffering as quickly as possible. Every moment that we are unenlightened is another moment that they suffer. We want to do this as quickly as possible through these tantric methods. Now we're going to do the mantra recitation, and we'll do a number of minutes of doing this. We begin with the visualization. So at the heart of Guru Chenrezig, that you visualized either again above the crown of your head or in the space in front of you, is a lotus and a moon that are again flat, a lotus, and on top of it a flat moon disk that is radiant and transparent. So what you're seeing on the screen is going to be kind of flattened onto that moon disk. Standing at the center of the moon is that seed syllable of this Buddha, Hari, surrounded by the six-syllable mantra, the Om Mani Padme Hum, and the long Dharani, the long mantra, which is visualized here simply as vibrant white light. So again, that's at the heart of Guru Chenrezig. From that seed syllable and those mantras, much white light and nectar representing the nature of Chenrezig's blissful, omniscient mind flows down into your body, filling you completely. All your delusions, negative karma of body, speech, and mind, and broken vows are purified. You get this microphone situated, maybe keep it from doing that. So again, we're going to begin by blessing our malas. Some of you usually do this probably at the beginning of your day, but if you haven't done that yet, you can hold your mala in your hands. You can hold your mala. Sorry, this is becoming a technical problem. You can hold the mala in your hands, and we're going to recite this mantra 7 times and then blow on it. And then as it says there on the screen, this increases the power of the mantras that we're going to recite. It's getting much worse. We're going to get a different microphone. Hold on, everyone. Maybe. Testing, testing. Okay, that one's off. Much better. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, I can get rid of this. Okay, thank you. Okay, so again, we're going to recite this mantra 7 times and then blow on our malas. Om Ritsira Mani Prawataya Hum. 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 Thanks to Rinpoche's kindness, we have all these amazing mantras we can do. So we're going to begin with just one recitation of this long mantra. There's a nice little way of chanting it, but I don't know it personally, so we're just going to recite it as best as we can. Namo Ratnatrayaya, Nama Aryayana, Sagara, Varochana, Vyuha Rajaya, Tata Gataya, Arhate, Samyak Sam Buddhaya, Nama Sarva Tata Gate Bya, Arhate Be, Samyak Sam Buddha Be, Nama Arya Avalokite Shvaraya, Bodhisattvaya, Mahasattvaya, Mahakarunikaya, Taya Ta Om Dara Dara, Diri Diri, Duru Duru, Ite Vate, Tsale Tsale, Pratsale Pratsale, Kusume Kusuma, Vare Ili Mili, Siti Dala, Apa Naye Soha. Now we're going to do the short mantra, which most of you know. We're going to chant it a number of times together, and you're welcome to continue chanting it silently to yourself, but you might want to just go into simply reciting it, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. But again, try to do that somewhat silently. I'll turn off the microphone so everybody's not hearing me recite it, but you do it in a very, very low whisper. And again, try to keep track of the mantras that you're doing on your mala. And then when you need to mark down that you've to tally a recitation of a full mala, we're going to do this for a number of minutes so you can gain, some good recitation of this. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme. Mani Padme Hum, Om 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 Mani Padme Hum. So again, think very strongly that these afflictions, such as greed and anger, jealousy, attachment, ignorance, have all been removed through the power of the mantra, enabling all the good qualities of your own being to come forth, your compassion, your loving kindness, patience, forgiveness, wisdom. Now, to increase the kind of power of these mantras, to make them successful, we're going to do the recitation of these mantras. If you can't recite them all, don't worry, just do the best you can. Om a I u ri ri li li o am a swaha. Om a I u ri ri li li o am a swaha. Om a I u ri ri li li o ang a swaha. Om kaka gaganga tsatsa jagyana trata dadana tata dadana papa babama yara lawa shasha sahakya swaha. Om kaka gaganga tsatsa jagyana trata dadana tata dadana papa babama yara lawa shasha sahakya swaha. Om kaka gaganga tsata jajana tratra dradana tata dadana papa babama yara lawa shasha sahakya swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetan tekan tata gato hyavade tekan sayo nirodha evam maha shramana ye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetan tekan tata gato hyavade tekan sayo nirodha evam maha shramana ye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetan tekan tatagato hyavade tekan sayo nirodha evam maha shramana ye swaha. Now Guru Chenrezig absorbs into you and you transform into white blissful light. So think that Guru Chenrezig, from his crown, from the top of him to the bottom of him, that dissolves into the center of his heart, becomes this ball of brilliant white light that comes to the crown of your head and then merges with you, entering into you so that your body, speech, and mind become one with Guru Chenrezig's holy body, speech, and mind. No differentiation, complete same essence as this holy being, as all our gurus, all the Buddhas. Now we're going to do the dedication prayers, beginning with the prayer that making strong intentions as we do this Global Mani Retreat for Rinpoche's reincarnation, everything to be auspicious for that reincarnation to be unmistaken and for that being to be of incredible benefit in this world. Peerless teacher and assembly of the children of the victorious ones, Shravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas, victorious Losang father and sons, along with the lineage masters, all the objects of refuge of infinite lands, please bestow the virtue and goodness of accomplishing this prayer here and now. Holding and spreading the Muni's precious and complete teachings, through explanation and practice, you wore the armor of patience that is never discouraged. Incomparable Venerable Guru, to you I make request. While striving single-pointedly for the sake of the victorious one's teachings, the sole gateway through which all benefit and happiness emerge, and for mother living beings, you suddenly departed to peace. What a great loss! Nevertheless, through the undeceiving truth of the blessings of the ocean of the three jewels and the great waves of bodhicitta of the children of the victorious ones, may the smile of a reincarnation swiftly beam in glory for fortunate disciples. Let's just do this in English. May the precious supreme bodhicitta not yet born arise. May that arisen not decline, but increase more and more. And then for His Holiness's long life, incomparably kind and supreme Tenzin Gyatso, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, may you have a long life and all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And then for his wishes to be fulfilled, Savior of the land of snow teachings and transmigratory beings, who extensively clarifies the path that unifies emptiness and compassion, to the lotus holder Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. Then we're sealing the merits with emptiness according to the instructions of Rinpoche. Due to all the past, present, and future merits collected by me and all the merits of the three times collected by numberless Buddhas and numberless sentient beings, which are completely empty of existing from their own side, may I, who am completely empty of existing from my own side, achieve the state of full enlightenment, which is completely empty of existing from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are completely empty of existing from their own side to that state which is completely empty of existing from its own side, by myself alone, who is completely empty of existing from my own side. I fully dedicate all these virtues to be able to train just like the hero Manjushri, who knows reality, and just like Samantabhadra as well. I fully dedicate all my roots of virtue with the dedication praised as the best by all the gone beyond victorious ones of the three times in order to have good conduct. And we're going to do some, Rinpoche found these wonderful mantras that multiply the merit. So we're going to do these. I think we'll do them, the ones that are, yeah, we'll do, I think we can do them in the Tibetan or Sanskrit, because I think it's good to do them in that language. But that's the translation of what we're reciting there. Chomden de Dejin Shekpa Jompa Yang Dakbar Sokpe Sangye Nampar Nangze Oki Gyelpo La Chag Selo Jangchub Sempa Sempa Chenpo Kuntu Zangpo La Chag Selo Tayata Om Pensangriya Awa Bodani Soha Om Duru Duru Jaya Muke Soha Tayata Om Pensandriya Awa Bodana Soha Om Duru Duru Jaya Muke Soha Tayata Om Pensandriya Awa Bodane Soha Om Duru Duru Jaya Muke Soha Tayata Om Pensandriya Awa Bodane Soha Om Duru Duru Yamuke Soha Tayata Om Pensandriya Awa Bodane Soha Om Duru Duru Jaya Muke Soha Tayata Om Pensandriya Awa Bodane Soha Om Duru Duru Jaya Muke Soha Tayata Om Pensandriya Awa Bodane Soha Om Duru Duru Jaya Muke Soha Chomdende Dejin Shekpadra Jompayang Dakbar Sokpe Sangye Mengila Bedurye Oki Gyalpola Chag Selo Chomdende Dejin Shekpadra Jompayang Dakbar Sokpe Sangye Ngowa Dang Molnam Tamche Rabtu Drupe Gyalpo La Chag Selo. And then for Lama Tsongkhapa's teachings that we follow in this tradition to kind of abide in this world and to spread to the hearts of all beings. For the Dharma King Tsongkhapa's way of Dharma to flourish, may all signs of obstacles be pacified and all conducive conditions be complete. Due to the two types of merits of the three times of myself and others, may the teachings of the victorious one, Losang Drakpa, shine resplendent forever. So I just thought I'd conclude with Rinpoche's wonderful image, but we're going to do some additional dedications in a moment. But this is a nice little phrase from Rinpoche that we can remember throughout this day. Live with compassion, work with compassion, meditate with compassion, and so on. All these wonderful things we can do. And rejoice, take a moment to really rejoice in being here and taking part in this practice, and all of us rejoicing in our mutual merit that we've created and multiplied and increased. We also want to do a kind of short dedication for those beings that we're holding in our hearts right now. And every one of us has beings that we feel close to, that we want to send this positive energy out so they benefit. And in particular, we're going to include Jana Bailey's dog, Yeshe Dawa, who passed away this week, as well as we've got the 49th anniversary, the day anniversary of Lou DeSantis's passing. That will be on Tuesday. Make strong prayers for him, if he's still in the Bardo, to have the most auspicious rebirth in the place that will be of greatest benefit to all beings. And then also Mary Camille's dog, Jane, who had passed away. And the 49th day for that is Friday, I believe, Mary said. And we have many other beings who are on the prayer list, and we can hold those beings in our hearts, as well as, again, the individuals that each of us are dedicating this merit for, so they can benefit from that, be free from their suffering, and find all auspicious causes for everything to be incredibly beneficial for them in their lives, to become enlightened as quickly as possible. I want to mention before we conclude that all of the mantra recitations that you do can be shared at the Global Mani site that they've put together for that. Let me go ahead and share my little, get out of this. How do I get out of that? Okay. I don't want to put Charak Lama back on again. I love you, Charak Lama, but we need to do something else. Okay, let's go to, again, TNL. If you go to the page there and you go to the event for today, which you're also welcome to when we do have it in the schedule anytime, the Chenrezig practice. You can also find this, of course, at the FPMT's website. But if you go here, we put in a nice little link for you to easily go to, where you simply go in here and you submit your recitations. Now, you can do this as it says there at the top of the page. You maybe can't read this so well, but you can either do it after each time you do a practice. Like today, you could go home, link to it, put in the number of mantras that you recited, or you can do it at the very end of the retreat, towards the end. On November 1st, the plan is to offer all the mantras that we've recited to His Holiness the Dalai Lama. There'll be a team of people that will actually go to Dharamsala, to His Holiness's residence, and offer that to him as an offering from the FPMT, from all of us collectively, for his good health and long life. So if you'd like to be counted in that, and I certainly hope you do, then please submit your mantras either, again, as you go through, practice by practice, but don't make them cumulative. If you do another like 10 malas today and then you do 10 more, don't report 20, 10 now and 20 then, 10 each time, or a total of 20 whenever you do your final count. Again, you can do it periodically, whatever works for you, but make sure, again, that the count is accurate. We don't want to be offering to His Holiness mantras we didn't recite. So, okay. So are there any questions or comments about this that people have, this practice? Oh, I might mention, I shouldn't have taken that off. This sadhana is also out there. It's a very kind of a written sadhana that you can go through that contains most of what we had in here. It's not identical. Again, I've added maybe one or two little things. The blessing of the mala, I think there's maybe one or two other things that are small that were included. But that practice is a nice way to do it on your own. And you can simply, again, find some quiet time. You are only to count mantras you recite in the context of the practice. If you're doing malas of this while you're driving your car or walking or doing something, that's wonderful. Do those mantras. But don't count those towards the retreat, because it's really only mantras we've recited in the context of doing the sadhana as part of this global retreat. Forgot to say that. Make sure I include that as well. No questions or comments? All right. So again, rejoice everyone greatly. There's something from, oh, Mary Jo has a comment. Please, Mary Jo, unmute. Thank you for noticing that.
Um,
We're not hearing you.
I'm
Please.
sorry, excuse me. I'm sorry, but could you please clarify again about which ones we count and which ones we do not count? And is the mantra the six syllables, or is it the three lines of the six syllables?
It's the six-syllable mantras. So if you do a six-syllable mantra, that counts as one. And so if you do
Okay,
a mala of them, then it's 108 that you have on your mala usually.
yes.
So again, and the only ones that count essentially are the mantras that you do within the sadhana. So if you're going to do that sadhana, that practice at home, then you pull it up. Again, it's on the website. You can find it. You can, load it, download it to your tablet or your computer or print it. And then you can recite it, go through the entire practice where there's the mantra recitation, do what we did today, keeping track of the malas that you recite. Do it for as long as you wish, and then report those. Those can be reported. Any mantras that are done outside of it are wonderful to do. Don't get me wrong. Do as many mantras as you can, but those cannot count towards it unless they're done in the context of the sadhana. Okay, Mary Jo, is that clear?
Yes,
Okay, great.
yes. Thank you very much.
Were there any other questions in the chat box? I didn't check, Shayla. Was there anything else that we needed? No, I don't think so. Okay. All right. So again, I hope to be leading a couple of these. I'm going to talk to Venerable Dundrup. We might find another occasion or two where we can lead this here at the center, maybe not on Sundays, but another opportunity on a Saturday perhaps or something. And we'll kind of keep this energy of this Chenrezig practice going for all of you. So thank you all for your participation today. All right. Be well. Thank you all online. Thank you, Shayla, for hosting.